Lil Rod, in a sworn affidavit, claims he has Diddy on tape admitting the crimes. Now we know why he refused to do any type of lawsuit until other people stepped up first. He's a scared.
I'm gonna need some of you niggas to stop playing with me. I am not a king. Put attention to something.
BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so So apparently, Lil Rod must have, I'm not sure about this, I'm just assuming over years, must have found out that Diddy records people in every single room of his mansions and decided to play this game. Okay. Now, just so we can be clear, the lawsuit that Lil Rod has against Diddy has been making a lot of amendments. It has been, it was in one iteration when it first came out. It's changed a couple of times. It's turned into different things. They've been adding new elements to it. There is also lawyers that have been speaking on this, and judges also, pardon me, that are saying, well, this doesn't seem like it's rights over here. We don't like the way that you're conducting this business. So this is also something that, while it might be done to the level in which it's being done now by the lawyers involved, I don't think the administration, or should I say the judicial system where they're at, really appreciates it over there in the Southern District, but they dealing with it. So apparently in a sworn affidavit, Lil Rod said that Diddy had admitted to him about pressuring artists into inappropriate sexual acts, tax evasion, and more. And also, just so we could be clear, signing of documents. So a while back, it was a couple of years ago. When I say a couple of years ago, I probably mean about 15. So I had seen, it was about 10, 15 years ago. I forget. It was on YouTube, though. So YouTube was in existence at this times over here. And they were interviewing someone that used to work, I believe, with Death Row. And the individual said, one of the things that these record labels are doing, at least at that time, and I'm not saying he said all record labels, I'm just saying that he was talking about the experiences that he had dealt with. He had said, you can still find it on YouTube somewhere. He had said that what was going on is they would get these artists in compromising situations. First thing they would do is get them all drugged up, and then they get them all horned up. And then the next thing you know, there's some dude banging the male artist. He wakes up, he never remembers any of these things is going on. Then he goes about his business. At some point, they have to restructure the contract or whatever it is. It's at the end of the deal. They did all of their albums or whatever the case might be. And then when the artist is in there playing hardball, trying to get the money that he actually deserves, all of a sudden, these labels, and I'm just saying that this is what the dude was saying, I do not know any of this to be a fact, although right now, I guess Lil Rod is just saying this is a facts. The label would then, bust this tape out. They had VHSs back then when this guy's explaining the situation. Pop the tape in, and then the next thing you know, they see the artist with some dude on top of him banging his guts out. And then that makes the artist say, you know what? Maybe that deal you wanted to give me is better than I thought. Now, besides those crimes, also in the sworn affidavit, this is a sworn affidavit. If he's found to be lying on this, there are consequences. Besides, just so we can be clear, those crimes specifically and more, might I add, Another specific crime which was mentioned, and this is important for a couple of different reasons, was that Diddy evaded taxes through offshore bank accounts, basically. So, do you know how we keep hearing, yo, how's these guys is over here is getting paid for all of these activities that they're doing of the adult entertainment styles? And we had heard that Diddy allegedly was paying people with offshore bank accounts like through Greece or Italy or whatever the case might be. I guess this is them or Lil Rod telling the government where these particular accounts might be. Now, besides that, getting back to the crimes that he's been admitted of, or that Diddy allegedly admitted to Lil Rod. Lil Rod said something that was interesting. Now, this is a quote. He said, Diddy shared how he would get things by force. This included record deals, signatures on contracts, sex acts, well, we know what that means, from women and men as well, as the women of his enemies. So Diddy was graping men, women's, and the women of his enemies. This guy was just doing all of the things. He bragged that these things were possible because of he had probably like the best attorney ever, Johnny Cochran. And he said that the savvy legal skills and ability to pay off witnesses through private investors. So basically, yeah, there were other people that were involved in these crimes other than Diddy. So that's another reason. And I'm not talking about Johnny Cochran, obviously I'm talking about the private investors. That's another reason why I would believe that Lil Rod had kept this information very close to the vest. Now, I'm going to add, Diddy has denied all allegations. Just so we can be clear, any allegations that we've been speaking about that's been made against Diddy on this page in its entirety, Diddy has been denying all of these allegations, and he's innocent until proven guilty. Let's not act like that's not a thing. So, basically, also, in addition to some of the crimes that, if we want to talk about specific crimes, he bragged about attacks that he had did against Steve Sout and Gerard Reichmiter. Somebody put that phonetically down in the comment section so I can know exactly who he's talking about. Gerard, Rechnitzer. Okay, so that guy's probably German. I have no idea how to pronounce that name. He also said that it was a common practice in the music industry to wire money from anonymous accounts overseas. That brings into light the offshore bank accounts, obviously. And he said that basically that, some of the offshore accounts was in Germany and it can't be tracked back to Diddy. So he's basically able to pay people off, pay people for different things, and these monies can never be tracked back to him. I want to also add something else, and I don't know if Lil Rod is telling the truth at all, but I generally have been looking, or allegedly, it seems like some of these artists, and I'm not talking about Diddy specifically, I'm just saying in general, it looked like some of these artists just be placeholders for money. Like, they're not really rich. They do live in nice houses and have nice things, but they're just placeholding money for another individual. So I'm not saying that that's what Diddy was doing, but maybe Diddy was one of those people that was having his money placeholded. I mean, I don't know. These are all no assumptions. We just talking at the moment. So let me know what y'all guys think about this. Remember, this is all allegedly. And as far as we can tell, there's no reason to believe that Lil Rod is telling the truth, nor no reason to believe that Lil Rod is lying. It seems like a lot of his statements have been being backed up by other individuals. So he's not the only one making some of these complaints. But the point is, Lil